It's mathematical certainty, 100% certain that fiats will continue to debase. And there's very few things in finance that are 100% certain. So when you know something with 100% certainty, you better act on it. And if you don't act on it, you're a fool. And there's lots of fools in legacy finance because they don't want to believe the mathematics, but it's pretty simple math.
Greg Foss is an ex-hedge fund founder and quantitative analyst who has decades of experience in the finance and modeling world. In his latest interview, he made a guarantee: the US dollar will collapse. This seems like an insane prediction, but if you look at the data, it makes sense. Throughout history, every currency ever created goes to zero on a long enough time span. There are thousands of examples of this. Here are three of perhaps the most noteworthy. First, in ancient Rome, Rome's silver coin was steadily debased over time, leading to inflation and eventually contributing to the economic decline and collapse of the empire. Second, in revolutionary France, the rapid printing of their currency during the French Revolution led to hyperinflation and the collapse of their currency. Thirdly and finally, Germany after World War I. The Weimar Republic experienced hyperinflation in the early 1920s, famously resulting in wheelbarrows of money being needed to buy basic goods. Throughout history, there are common factors that contribute to the collapse of a currency. These are excessive money printing, high national debt, and economic mismanagement. Once you look at the facts throughout history, Greg's prediction doesn't seem insane at all. It looks logical. It's not a matter of if the US dollar is going to collapse, but when. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Greg explains why the institutions are coming for BTC. Also guys, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto world, I send out a daily 5-minute crypto newsletter that covers expert predictions, on-chain data breakdowns, and breaking news, all for free. Click the first link in the description, enter your email, and join over 5,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now. Now here's Greg Foss with his Bitcoin outlook.
When you start studying engineering or thermodynamics, the first law of thermodynamics is the law of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. And I like to think of Bitcoin as digital energy, proof of work energy. It's something that resonates with me. And so the law of conservation of energy is near and dear to my heart. And I think of Bitcoin and the digital energy paradigm as the United States as global reserve currency and the ability to print currency. They actually have the ability to print energy, right? The United States petrodollar, the United States has the ability to print energy, which is a huge competitive advantage, but not altogether egalitarian. So Bitcoin fixes that. And Bitcoin proof of work, not proof of stake, Bitcoin proof of work resonates with me as an engineer. And I think that's sometimes why there are engineers that seem to, grasp it quite quickly. On our walk to lunch yesterday, I did meet, and I apologize, I'm going to forget the young man's name, who's a pastor. It's close. Anyway, yeah, I believe, no, perhaps he wasn't a pastor, but he's deeply religious, was here. I was walking with two pastors. He mentioned that he's in charge of a allocator for nonprofit that is, he convinced them to invest in Bitcoin. And he came up with a strategy that I thought was quite remarkable, even in my business, trying to convince investment policy committees to take exposure to Bitcoin. He said he convinced his investment policy committee to make an allocation to Bitcoin. Let's pick a number, 6%. I think that's the number he used. They decided they were going to invest 3% immediately and hodl for 4 years. And the other 3% they were going to rebalance. Meaning, if the price of Bitcoin went up, they would sell it down in their portfolio and keep it at 3%. But if the price of Bitcoin went down, that 3% would get built up at a lower price. And that's actually quite remarkable because it's worked in a down market for Bitcoin. They did start investing, unfortunately, near the top, but now their average cost on the 3% that they can rebalance has come down towards right near current market prices because they were able to buy some lower. And I thought that was a remarkably smart policy decision on behalf of a nonprofit that I haven't even seen in the real world of Bitcoin allocation. Now, a 6% allocation, let's be very clear, people, is very large. for just about any institution, profit or non-profit, pension plan or the like. I don't think it's irresponsible, but I do understand that it's very large. And his ability, if it was 6% and you did 3 plus 3, or if it's 4%, 2 plus 2, you get it. If it's 1%, 50 basis points plus 50 basis points, very smart investment policy decision. And this is from a young man who didn't do that on a professional basis. I'm like, wow, think outside the box. This type of allocation policy works for everybody. So congrats, hats off. He's also working for another nonprofit or another investment organization that's also going to embrace Bitcoin. Education is key. Bill Miller, who is going to be speaking, or Bill Miller Sr., his son is going to be speaking at Bitcoin conference down the road, has a great expression. He goes, volatility is the price of return. You guys know that a price that goes from your top left to your bottom right in a straight line has no volatility. You understand that, right? It's not going up and down. It's absolutely moving in the first derivative, straight down. And your investment policy guys would define that as there's no volatility, therefore there's no risk. Oh, no risk? It's gone from 10 bucks down to $1 with no volatility. These guys are geniuses on Wall Street. They're not. They're thinking inside these silly little boxes. And we have to educate them how to think outside that box. Because yes, Bitcoin is volatile, but again, in the words of Bill Miller Sr., that is the price of return. Show me something with no volatility, and assuming it doesn't go like this, but no volatility, chances are it has no return as well. You don't get things for free in this world, people. Very few things, actually, unless the government gives it to you. All right? At least that's how you manage risk, okay? So there is a possibility, but it's not likely, okay? That being said, I'm an optimist, and I'd like to do everything I can so that there is an orderly transition. I love the United States. So you guys may not know, did I tell you I'm from Canada? Yeah, I did tell you I'm from Canada. Look, I love the United States. Like, Canada's a rounding error. I need you guys to survive, okay? I really do. I need you guys to survive for the benefit of my children. And you guys are, I'm gonna say it, you're effing it up, okay? So you gotta get back in order. I need you guys to understand that there is a way for America to remain the bastion of freedom and the bastion of where everybody in the world, this shining light where everybody wants to live. I mean, please do it, and Bitcoin is the answer. So that's my optimistic outcome.
So there's the perspective from Greg Foss. It's backed by decades of financial expertise and modeling. It's crucial to understand that whilst the idea of the US dollar collapsing sounds daunting, historical patterns and evidence suggest that every fiat currency, given enough time, faces similar challenges. The 3 pivotal moments in history we discussed only scratch the surface of the numerous instances of currency collapses. Given the present economic indicators, it's prudent to consider and prepare for all possible outcomes. Bitcoin, as Greg mentions, might offer an alternative or hedge against these traditional financial pitfalls. It's an evolving conversation and one that every investor should be keenly aware of. If you want to remain in the loop and deepen your crypto knowledge, don't forget to sign up to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. Insights, expert opinions, and the latest trends delivered straight to your inbox. Anyway guys, hope today's video provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.